Who were the ancient Hung kings of Vietnam? What's all this about mountain gods and sea dragons? All that and more in today's episode of History Behind Warlords. Hey everyone, Aaron here from Firefly Studios with the first episode in a brand new series covering the ancient history of the Far East in preparation for our strategy simulation game, Stronghold Warlords. For those of you who don't know, Stronghold Warlords is an upcoming castle simulator where you will be joining the historical warring figures of ancient Vietnam, China, Mongolia, and Japan. Each of the listed lands and cultures will be represented by a historical campaign, where you fight mighty battles and manage complex economies to repel invaders and conquer faraway lands. So I thought, why not give our players a little taste of the incredible history behind our upcoming Stronghold game, highlighting some of the biggest battles and curious happenings in the lead up to the campaigns in the final game. This is episode 1 covering Vietnam. Enjoy. So to begin our historical focus series, I thought it would make complete sense to go for something on the more mythical side before our campaign in Stronghold Warlords that features Thuc Phan and Hung Kings, the tale of the ancestors of Vietnam. I'm going to put a little disclaimer here, pronunciations, I'm going to try my best. I've looked most of them up, but yes, there's going to be some that fall by the wayside. Hopefully you don't mind. Hopefully if you are Vietnamese, you aren't incredibly offended. So this is a story apparently taught in Vietnamese primary schools, the legend of Lac Long Quan and U Co. Now, Lac Long Quan is said to be the son of a mountain god and a sea dragon. That's pretty badass. He's said to have magical abilities, immense strength, and incredible stamina, also known as a catch. Now, Lac Long Quan lived his life like a mythical greatest hits album. He killed a giant monster fish, who I'm going to put the name on screen right now because there's no way in hell I'm pronouncing it. Same for the fox he killed next, can't pronounce that name either. That fox would chill out in caves and lure people in so he could like feast on them and slaughter them, and they were mostly women, and you know, he was just that was a bad fox, dude. That was a bad fox. Finally, he also banished an evil genie who was trying to take possession of an ancient tree, and he battled for 100 days to do so. This guy is a living legend. This guy is a legend. Fast forward and we see him marry U Co, who is a fairy of the mountains. Sounds about right. And they get together, have some young lovers' antics, aka sex, and then U Co becomes pregnant. But from strange circumstances comes strange consequences. And U Co gives birth to 100 children. Ouch. But this romantic tale was to end in sadness, as the dragon lord Lac Long Quan and U Co, the fairy princess, found their different upbringings meant they couldn't live together, and therefore they cut the group of children into 2 groups of 50. U Co taking 50 of them to the mountains, and Lac Long Quan taking 50 of them to the sea. And this family of 102 is said to be the ancestors of the Vietnamese people, and where they get their abilities to live both in the mountains and the sea. And this is also the beginnings of the Hong Bang dynasty. When Lac Long Quan established the Hong Bang dynasty, he also changed the state's name, renaming the previously named, again I'm just going to show this on screen rather than butcher it, he changed this to Van Lang. And so Van Lang would be the home of the Hung Kings for hundreds and hundreds of years. We now fast forward over 2,000 years to 260 BCE. Van Lang is still very much the powerhouse of modern day northern Vietnam, and the Hung King is still the one in charge of the state. Although that's obviously no longer Lac Long Quan, it's somebody different. The people of Van Lang are now experienced rice farmers, using the Red River as a capable resource of paddy fields for their rice farming. Now this would be the foundation to fuel the population for the enjoyment of Dong Son culture, a Bronze Age structure which included the keeping of water buffalo and pigs, fishing and sailing in dugout canoes, and of course the use of Bronze Age instruments and weapons. But as is the age-old tale of many countries and states, the physical limitations of borderlands and the lurings of foreign treasure excited the Hung King of the 18th dynasty just a little too much. Thus he began to expand the kingdom of Van Lang with force, annexing the lands of the Proto-Cham people of the modern Quang Binh province. With a distaste for civil foreign policy and recent successful invasions under his belt, the Hun King of the 18th Hongbang dynasty was growing rampant, and the neighbouring states, most notably Nam Quang, were growing anxious. So the stage is set. The Hun King is on a conquest streak, and his eyes turn to the neighbouring states, cowering in the shadow of this bloodthirsty dynasty. But to the north, the U Viet in the lands of Nam Quang hatch plans of their own. Enter Thuc.
Whoa. Spoilers, dude, spoilers. Sorry about the camera change, sorry about the lighting change. My other camera ran out of battery and I'm having to film this the next day. But we're gonna stop the episode there because that is exactly where you are gonna come in next year when Stronghold Warlords releases. You will join Thuc Phan in one of our historical campaigns defying the Hongbang dynasty and the Hun Kings and leading the resistance alongside him. Now, if you are invested in the Vietnamese history and you want to help Thuc Phan and his bros of the U Viet tribes, you can click the link in the description box below. That will take you to the Stronghold Warlords Steam store page. You can hit the wishlist button and you will be first to know when we announce the release date for Stronghold Warlords, which will be some point next year. Finally, just to let you know, we do actually have an official Stronghold Discord created by our community manager, Natasha. Myself, Natasha, and Nick are all in that Discord, at least on a daily basis. So you can come over, talk some Stronghold Wars, talk some Stronghold in general, and come chill out with us and other developers at the studio, enjoy the meta game, post some memes, talk about strategy games. It's all good fun. That link is also in the description box below. Hopefully see you there.